Instagram.
Live, we're live.
And Facebook, we are live.
We're live.
Hi, everybody. We are live. Kevin, Tiffany, we have some very, very special guests today. We are very, very excited about today's show. We are so excited. We have Jamila, what I do is I go through TikTok and I look for people who are like-minded and who are, I guess you would say, woke, although they stole that word from us, woke. I mean,
oh yeah.
When I was a kid in the Caribbean, we used to say you're woke, meaning that you're aware of being African and you're black, but they just ran with it. Now it means something totally different.
Right.
So we have Jamila in the house. We also have Dr. Taylor in the house. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We have a very, very, very fun-packed and knowledge-packed show for you today. And lots of fun as always. Please like, share, subscribe. Tiffany, before we get started, can you do me the honors of explaining the rules and the regulations?
Yes, we are protected by fair use only, okay? Educational purposes only, entertainment purposes only. Everybody's opinion is their own opinion. That's it, okay? Please make sure you like and subscribe, leave a comment, and let us know what you think.
All right. So today we're going to kick the show. We're going to talk about Juneteenth, which was Thursday, and I'm going to show some videos. Then I'm going to ask this question to the panel, and when we get started, Jamila, we're going to go to you first. But my whole take, there's so many YT people, as they say, who are against Juneteenth.
Right.
They don't want us to have anything. What is so upsetting about even like having a day off? Why are you mad that you have a day off? And why are you upset that Black people have a holiday? And I've asked this question before on the show. What would make these people happy? Literally, I'm seriously asking, what would make them happy? What would they like from us as Black people? What would make them totally happy? Because they tell us to go to school, get educated, pull yourself up by your bootstrap, blah, blah, blah. Barack Obama did that. They hated him.
Right.
They hated Serena Williams, right? When her and Venus played tennis. Now Coco Gauff is the next champ on the horizon. They're hating on her. So it's like no matter what we do, and we all know about the Tulsa
Black Wall Street.
Like no matter what we do as Black people, they are never happy. So I'm just not sure what it is we can do as Black people that would make these. I don't think there's anything, and I've said this before, and I'll show a video that comedian Godfrey did a while back, and he said they just don't like us. And I think we just have to accept that as Black people.
We do.
We just don't like us. All right, so we're going to kick the show off with some videos, and then we're going to get right into it. I'm also going to put a link in the chat if anybody wants to jump on. They have a point they want to make or have something to say, feel free to jump on. But here is how some of these people feel about Juneteenth.
Okay, everybody. A lot of people are going to be saying Happy Juneteenth. It should not be a federal holiday, and I'm on my way to work. Have a good day.
You're a really funny guy. You are a really funny guy. Just imagine saying you're this proud conservative, you're for freedom on all ends, and you're not a racist. However, you got a problem with a day that commemorates the ending of slavery in the United States. Like, bro, I'm not gonna even go into details of how stupid your fucking ass sounds. You're just a total hypocrite, bro. Like, for real. PC side out.
Juneteenth is, excuse me, what's happening to the white people? They have a Black Miss America. They have a Black college. They have a Black month. What do we have? And now they have Juneteenth. Yes, I understand there was slavery, don't get me wrong. But there was also a Holocaust, and that was more recent than slavery. But you don't hear the Jews saying, gimme, 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 gimme. What's the point of Juneteenth? What is it? I don't know.
Juneteenth is a lie to demonize white people. President Abraham Lincoln issued his preliminary Emancipation Proclamation on September 22nd, 1862. The Emancipation Proclamation took effect on January 1st, 1863. Racist liberals decided that shouldn't be a holiday, but instead that June 19th, 1865 should be a holiday because that in the westernmost part of Texas, a Confederate state, those slaves didn't get freedom until 2,000 Union troops arrived in Galveston Bay, Texas. Except there were still slaves owned by Indian tribes. These slaves were not freed until July of 1866. So racist liberals decided to make Juneteenth a holiday because they didn't want to be racist to Indians. President Trump needs to rescind Juneteenth as a holiday, and the new day needs to be July 19th, 1866, which is the final day the treaty between the Cherokees and the United States mandated the freedom of the final slaves owned by the Cherokee Nation. So thereby, President Trump needs to replace Juneteenth with July-teenth.
Some of you who don't know what Juneteenth is, the enslaved in Texas weren't told they were free for 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation freed them. They'd watch in their churches and they'd pray for freedom to come. And it finally did. When General Gordon Granger and 7,000 colored troops from New Jersey and New York made their way to Galveston, Texas. And he read General Order Number 3 that said all slaves are free. When those people came in from their labor and somebody read that to them, we started celebrating, and we've been celebrating ever since.
So y'all still celebrating Juneteenth like we actually got free? They did not free you. They just upgraded the system. Let's talk about it. Listen, they took the chains off your body and put them on your mind. They murdered your spiritual ancestors, called your rituals evil, and made your gods demons. And now you think you're free because they gave you a holiday? You still don't speak your native language. You shame your own roots. You follow man-made religions but don't know your soul. That is not freedom. That right there is psychological captivity. Freedom ain't a date they gave you. Freedom is when you remember who you are. You know, before they told you who to be, before they erased your gods, before they rewrote your story. It's time to unlearn, reclaim, and remember who you are. True freedom starts with your mind.
Fuck Juneteenth. And the reason why I say that, because the slaves didn't take the word of black soldiers when they came and told them that they was free. They didn't believe what the black man said. But soon the white T-man come and tell them they free, they are free. That's how niggas is today. Don't want to listen to shit a black man got to say, but soon the white man open his mouth for, they believe everything. So therefore, fuck Juneteenth.
Juneteenth is for black Americans only. Not for my fellow Haitians, not for Jamaicans, not for Trinidadians, black Puerto Ricans, black Mexicans, black indigenous, black Americans. Let them have a day. Let them have a day. And if there's any day for them to rest, it is Juneteenth. Leave them alone. Let them have their day. Don't make it about you. Don't fish for content on Juneteenth, trying to find a reason to make it about you. Oh, why can't we celebrate Juneteenth? No. It's for them. They've earned it. Let them have it.
The knowledge you gain, break away from the chains. We helping you grow. The Black Therapy Show. You be in a safe space, dealing with the black trauma. We unpacking and inspecting all our baggage and drama. Cause we gotta unite. No more killing each other. It's time to see a new future for my sisters and brothers. You know it, Kevin. We'll give you everything you need to handle the enemy. We're giving you empathy. We gon' challenge you mentally. The right conversation so you grow exponentially. We built your penitentiaries, we built all your schools. Gave us brainwash education, just making us fools. Hatred was what we got in exchange for love. No more manipulation from my God above. No. It's Carl, Kevin, and Tiffany. Now welcome to the Black
Therapy Show.
Let's
Let's go.
Yeah, what's up, everybody? I want to welcome everybody to today's show. I can see the comments are already filled up with people having their opinions on Juneteenth. I want to welcome our special guest today, Dr. Taylor, PhD, and Jamila, who both agreed to join us as guest hosts on today's show. It's going to be an education show. It's going to be, we might have different opinions, but all in all, we know we all love each other, even though we have different opinions. Kevin knows that, Tiffany, I know that. We explained that to Jamila, we explained that to Dr. Taylor. We all family here, but we all might have different opinions. So I'm going to take over the question is what will make, and I'm going to say, and I know Scooby-Doo, who's one of our regular listeners, and he watches the show religiously every Sunday. And whenever we say white people, he doesn't get upset, but he says, hey, I'm not racist. And when you guys say white people, you include me.
Mm-hmm.
Would like us to say racist white people, so that excludes him.
Mm-hmm.
So, what would make white people happy? It seems like no matter what we do, how we do it, it never seems to make them happy. They're complaining about Juneteenth. I mean, it's a holiday. How can you not want a holiday off? I've been in this country 30 plus years, and I say this to Tiffany and Kevin all the time. The little bit of racism, I call it a little bit, even though to me it's a lot that I have experienced, is in comparison to what Kevin and Tiffany and their family and their family's family have been through, and I'm very, very sensitive to that.
Mm-hmm.
So the video at the end, I had to say, the guy at the end of the video who said Juneteenth is for Black Americans only. I don't think that needed to be said.
No.
When we have shows on reparations, I said, I have no rights to any reparations in America, zero. But I do feel that Black Americans absolutely have a right to reparations. So that's a bit of divide and conquer, that video where the guy was talking about, Juneteenth is for Black Americans only. I don't think anyone outside of Black America was trying to claim it. But Jamila, I'm going to go to you first.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? What do they want from us? What would make they want separate water fountains? Would that make them happy again?
Well, I mean, I don't think there's anything that we can do to make them happy. I feel like days like Juneteenth are uncomfortable, for white Americans, because it kind of forces them to acknowledge the past. A lot of white Americans are uncomfortable with the topic of slavery, because, I mean, in all honesty, when you talk about the past and you talk about slavery, if we're talking about our ancestors, then we have to address theirs also, and which means that our ancestors were enslaved and theirs were the ones doing the enslaving. Now it wasn't all, you know what I mean, but most, you know what I mean. And so therefore I feel like that's why it's uncomfortable. I don't think there's anything we could do to make them happy. And personally, that's not my goal either. So
okay.
Okay.
What is your take on this?
Talking to me. Okay. As far as I go, I believe firmly in the phrase, it is a lot easier to hate something than it is to attempt to understand.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes for this, especially because, you know, again, like what Mila said, it forces them to have to confront, like, you know, their past, their ancestors, things like that. A lot of people don't want to do that, especially when it's uncomfortable and it's considered bad. You know, a lot of people never want to acknowledge the bad. We acknowledge the good and that's it.
Right.
In this case, it doesn't seem like there is any good for them to acknowledge. So they've tried to almost be like I'll give an example. In Florida, they started to go and use that whole DeSantis start speaking about, oh, Black Americans learned skills during slavery that were useful in life, stuff like that.
Right.
You know, they tried to put a positive spin on it.
Right.
And so, you know, for me, if I'm speaking, like, and this is just my own personal experience, it almost feels like a lot of times they want us to be miserable. And I wish that wasn't the case, you know, or at least almost under somebody's, like, under their thumb in a way. And that's, again, that's not all. I'm going to say that. Let me preface that because, you know, people like to go get upset when you don't preface it. But, you know, it does seem like, you know, they want us under a thumb somewhat or in some form. And, you know, a lot of that comes from what, you know, people have been told growing up. Oh, they're this, they're that. I get a ton of this just by merely having my title a lot of the time. Like, they see that and people get upset by it just existing. I'm like, y'all that mad over a piece of paper? Like, but you know, it almost seems like it just wants to be miserable sometimes, and even then, I'm not even sure that would make them happy.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I mean, it's like they almost want us to have nothing. It's like when I say make them happy, I don't really mean make them happy, but it's like no matter what we do, they seem to have a problem with it. Like, what do you want?
They want it's control. It's control. It's like, you know, when you can no longer control somebody, if you've had control over something or someone, you know, for so long and it's spiraling out of control, that's what you want back. You know what I mean? And so I feel like they have a problem with it. Like, oh, they're getting out of control. You know what I mean? And it's just anything to attempt to make us miserable, you know, and it's just not happening.
Your take?
You know, I don't care what none of them feel. I really don't. I'm happy that Juneteenth is here. I didn't even know I actually didn't even know it was a holiday. It just became a holiday 2 years ago.
Yep.
So I went to I was going to go take care of personal business and the place was closed. I was like, what's going on? They was like, it's Juneteenth. I said, they celebrating freedom? It's on. So ever since then, I've been popping, you know, with the Juneteenth. So we want to give a shout out to the mother of Juneteenth. I think she was the elder lady that was talking about Juneteenth. She walked and she fought for this holiday, and we want to honor her. And she's from Texas. She actually, her family was from there. Her ancestors are part of that whole thing. So we salute. I salute it. And my thing is, you seeing people trying to hijack it. I done saw white people with it, Jewish, Asian people with it. They doing commercials with it, you know, with the Juneteenth. So it's like really amazing to me that now they want to make money off of our holiday when they really didn't even want to give it to us, and they really didn't want to give us freedom. Okay, like you said, they want control. They want control of us, and they see that it's like they're losing control, and now they want to take it back. And I'm hearing that now Trump is saying, oh, we got too many unpaid holidays. It's more Jewish holidays than the law allow, and we don't say nothing about it because we respect people's spirituality. But as soon as we have something that recognizes us and saying that we was free, come on, and y'all still had us enslaved. It was still people on the plantation still after the freedom. So they need to stop. They need to stop. So again, and our black people that's not standing for it, y'all need to do your history. Please do your history. Learn who your people are.
All right, so here's what Juneteenth looked like in Harlem. I think I saw a lot of white people in this crowd, but you guys,
they're always there.
It was beautiful in Harlem.
You know, New York do it up. They lucky. I was all the way in Brooklyn, but they did a lot of stuff downtown Brooklyn and at the Restoration Plaza and stuff. But yeah, we do it up here in New York for Juneteenth or any holiday that's representing us.
So there was a video that went viral. There's a auto care place in North Carolina, and apparently somehow the topic of Juneteenth, well, I guess it seems like I'll show the video in a second, but seems like the topic of why are the banks closed today, and somebody said Juneteenth, and then two white people had a conversation, and they were kind of making fun of, you know, laughing about the banks being closed on Juneteenth, and there was a black lady in there waiting to have her car fixed, and she was having none of it. I mean, she got up immediately, said, "Give me my fucking keys," and just walked out the door. That's all.
Bow.
Yeah, they had no clue what Juneteenth was in the video. No clue.
Here it
When I went to we're stopped this morning. Oh, then we're good, yeah. Yeah, the first when I went to the bank, I got it. No, that's fine. I can hear you already. That's fine. Okay. Going all over. 1, 2, we're still step. Why are the banks closed? Juneteenth. The new holiday they did a few years ago. Okie dokie then.
I know, right? Where's my fucking truck? Pull my truck around. Please. Pull my truck around. And give me my keys to my truck. I don't want this done. Please go get my truck. Thank you. Is it this one right here? Yeah, no, it's a Mercury Tunnel. What's that?
Hey, Matt, we said Juneteenth was the holiday tomorrow. Yeah, I'm not. Like, we got mad about it. Yeah, that's why the banks were closed for Juneteenth.
I don't even know what is Juneteenth.
Exactly, nobody really knows, but I think it's something to do with reparations or something.
Yeah.
To the lady that walked out of that auto care up in Wilson, North Carolina, thank you. Thank you. Because those people were being ignorant. Like, you could have just Googled what Juneteenth was. And it's the abolishment of slavery in America. Like it really took 2 seconds to Google that. And yes, it is a federal holiday. All she really said was, why is the banks closing? Like, that's really all she was saying. She wasn't even trying to be, snarky about it. And they was making jokes. Like, it is really weird. Like, this is the racism that I don't like. Like, you know what I'm saying? They thought just because, it was a whole bunch of them around, it was going to be cool. But it wasn't. It wasn't. It ain't nothing to joke about. Juneteenth is just as important as any other holiday in America. Thank you to that woman. And this how you know they're wrong. They deleted their Facebook and they turned their phones off. Like, yeah. Okay. But that Yelp review, you can't delete that. So go on Yelp and review that. We could get that down to 1 star. Is that like a 2.6 right now? We could get it down to 1.
I'm going to just say this and I'm going to get the hell up out of here. To the employees down there in North Carolina at Synergy Auto Care, y'all try to play with Auntie. Don't do that shit. Y'all try to play in her motherfucking face and then y'all like to play victim. See, a lot of y'all white people, that's the shit y'all like to do. Y'all like to antagonize people and think everything a motherfucking joke till we start standing up and then being loud and everything and then y'all want to call us ignorant. But see, y'all sat down there and y'all try to play that woman like she was a fool. But the joke was on you, boo. Acting like y'all don't know what no Juneteenth is. Let's be motherfucking serious. Y'all know what Juneteenth is, and y'all sat down there and y'all knew that woman was the only black person as a customer in there. See, that's the shit y'all do. Y'all think y'all gonna take out money and still say what the fuck y'all want to say? No, it don't work like that. Y'all, it don't work like that. Now, I hope y'all lose a plethora of motherfucking customers. Y'all dead the fuck wrong. Dead the fuck wrong. And the day is Juneteenth. We ain't got time to play no motherfucking games with y'all. Don't even go there with us. We got enough shit. We ain't got time.
Yeah, Kevin. What do you think's going on here, man? Like, should we just
Didn't Muhammad Ali said, "Give us our own land and let's just separate and live separate lives"?
Yeah, that'd have been nice, but I don't know if that's feasible to do today. But let me address Scooby Doo D2, who said that it's dumb or stupid to blame people's ancestors for being racist, basically, in a nutshell, paraphrasing what he said. But yeah, he's saying it's stupid to blame people's ancestors. I guess he's saying it's stupid to blame white people for, what happened in the past, or blame white people today for their ancestors. So, but it kind of goes together, Scooby Doo too. I mean, you're not I don't know, maybe you're different, and that's a good thing. There are white people who aren't racist. I agree with that. But if your ancestor, let me see. I'm trying to Ruby Bridges, for example. How long ago was that? What?
It's not
When
more
she
than
was
50, 60 years.
Yeah, 50s or 60s when she was bused to a
61 years, I think.
Okay, those people that abused that child going to school had kids who are probably our age on this panel right now, right? In most cases, or my age, I should say, or Carl's age. I think Carl and I might be the oldest people on this panel, but so those people are still here in America, like still living among us, who are most likely raised by these racist parents.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a trickle down effect. So yeah, I mean, if I smoke cigarettes for 30 years and then quit, and then 10 years later, my doctor say, "Oh, you got lung cancer." I go, "Well, I haven't smoked in 10 years. I'm paying the price for the 30 years I did smoke." You know what I mean? So it's a it's still here is what I'm saying. It's trickled down. It's still here. Like a lot of these people that are racist today were raised by racist parents. Nobody's born racist. Nobody, no baby comes out of mom's womb. White person, the first word out their mouth is the N word.
Right.
Right? They're taught that.
It's learned.
So it's learned behavior. And so
Learned behavior. That's right.
your parents teach you, or you learn it from school. And today you can learn it from the internet. There are kids who probably weren't raised by racist parents, but now they're on the internet and they got the Proud Boys and the Boogaloo Boys and the Oath Keepers and all these crazy right-wing groups that's getting in their head and hitting their video games, shooting them pamphlets while they're online playing videos and getting them, teaching them hate and stuff like that. So there's newer ways to get people to hate other than their parents. But in most cases, it starts in the home.
It starts at home.
It starts at home. So yeah, we hold people accountable.
Racist people accountable.
Racist people accountable. Thank you. Yeah. So I mean, Scooby Doo, I get it, man. I mean, maybe you don't have a racist bone in your body. God bless you if that's the case. But I deal with racist people every day online. Some of the stuff I read and some people I deal with, I can't even believe I'm listening and seeing things I'm seeing.
Oh yeah.
For some strange reason, I thought we was past this. And then I go on Facebook and see stuff that made me want to puke.
Yeah.
I can't even believe it that in 2025, I'm reading some of the crap I'm reading from white people.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It's even worse on Twitter. Way worse.
Even worse on Twitter. Yeah, exactly. That's why I got off of Twitter, bro. I couldn't do it. Once Elon took over, man, I shut my account down, man. Because I already knew what was coming.
You have a lot of people, they don't see what we see or feel what we feel. And he would never understand. I'm sorry, Scooby D2. You would never understand what we, first of all, you want another whole nother country. Your history actually started a lot of this. The English, the Europeans started a lot of this. So a lot of people, let me just sum this up. A lot of people don't know our history. A lot of people don't know Black American history because they sugarcoat it in the books. I just saw a book that in the school books they have us as indentured servants. Just like you were saying how the men in Florida was saying we learned skills from this. Are you serious? No, you brought us over here without permission. We didn't ask to come over here. We came over here. We survived over here, and still after 300-400 years, we are still being disrespected. Then you have people coming from other countries. Do you know that a lot of the migrants think that we are still immigrants? No, I got 5 great grandparents on this earth. Okay, from here, from slavery, sharecroppers. So no, we need to learn people history before you start judging us. Learn who black people are. Learn what they had to go through in this country before you judge us.
And let me say this real quickly. Everything comes full circle. Like Donald Trump, for example, right now is planning on building some sort of prison in the middle of the Everglades to put the immigrants in, because they're not sending these people back home, by the way. They're not sending them back to their country. They're building prisons for these people. And one of the reasons why is the prison system is privatized, right? So it's just more big money for the guys in the Brook Brothers suits. You know what I mean? So these privatized prisons is big money. So, and it's free labor. So after slavery, the biggest part of Jim Crow was imprisoning black people for stupid shit, jaywalking, anything else to get them behind bars because it's free labor. So that's what this is. This, to my opinion, this whole immigration breakdown thing right now is about free labor and modern day slavery, and that's why Trump and his people are talking about building a prison in the middle of the Florida Everglades. Which means if you try to escape, you're going to get ate by alligators. And you wonder how many people are going to try to escape and get ate by alligators. Of course, there will be people that are going to get killed by alligators, but it won't because they're escaping, because these guards are throwing them in there, which is full circle back to they used to feed us to alligators anyway back in the day, right?
Right.
So it's just everything's full circle again, right? And so for them to allow him to even do something like this brings back all that pain of black people being fed to alligators back in the day, right? Back during the Jim Crow days. So babies and other missing black folks were thrown to alligators, especially down in Mississippi and New Orleans area with alligators. They were being thrown to alligators. So yeah. Just full circle all over again. So yeah, when you talk back to a guard, you know they're gonna do. They're gonna take you and throw you in an alligator pit. Oh yeah, he tried to escape.
Right.
You know, so
Tell a lie.
and there's gonna be a lot of people end up missing. You know, there's alligator food. So yeah, man, I mean, it's bad what's happening right now. Everything's coming back full circle, and I don't know where it ends.
None of it has ever really stopped. Everything is just repackaged. You know, they did us. I mean, when slavery ended, the things that they did to blacks were like crazy. You know, like I would almost want to say worse than they did us in slavery. You know what I mean? Because after slavery ended, now it's fear tactics, you know, burning our land. They were still stealing our land. You know what I mean? Anytime we got ahead, they did whatever they could to knock us back down.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so everything is just repackaged. It's like, okay, let's come up with something new to try to hold them in that same space. You know what I mean? And
so Carl, to answer your question and what Godfrey talks about also, which I'm glad you're going to show that clip. Here's the deal, bro, guys. It's like a no-win situation because I think when we had our Rosewoods and our other black cities that we built and had thriving communities, Tulsa, Oklahoma, etc., they came in and burnt those places down out of just plain jealousy.
Right.
So if we got to the point and built that again, the same thing's going to happen, right?
Do you think we really going to allow it? Like,
I don't think we would allow it. I honestly do not think we would allow it.
Well, we will fight back.
Fight.
I think we're still outnumbered, though, right? Because we don't have the military might. We don't have everybody on our side. We got our own people that'll be fighting against us. That's something we didn't really have too much of to worry about. I don't think we didn't have to worry about back in during, let's say, Tulsa, Oklahoma. There was no Negro in the corner going, yeah, man, I'm siding with the white people.
Right.
It'll be 99% of the black folks was fighting to save that town.
Right.
Now we got to look over our shoulder for everybody. We got the Hispanics. We got to look at. We got to look at. We got the Latino community. We got the white people. We got our own people. We got the Asians. Everybody hates us.
And we ain't do
It
anything.
is the craziest dynamic, but I think that is because like down through history, there was this lie that was sold to every culture concerning Black Americans. You know,
Right.
we're lazy, we're dumb, illiterate, we don't like to read, just all this whole narrative.
Homosexual.
Yeah,
and all of this stuff.
there was this whole narrative sold about us, and so we're judged before they ever meet a Black American. We're judged, you know.
And it doesn't help that every single time we start to break through those stereotypes, something else comes down that
Right.
goes and undercuts us immediately.
Right.
Like what they're doing now with DEI and all of that nonsense.
Right.
So, yeah,
right.
no, they can possibly be educated, stuff like that.
Right.
You guys think, I mean, is there an increase in violence against Black people, or people just feeling bold enough to do whatever or say whatever to Black people? Is it because now we have more cell phones? Because I'm seeing more videos of people using the N-word to Black people's face and not even care. You know what I mean?
People think that it's almost like people believe because there's this rise in all of that they can get famous off of it. I can speak to this. My dissertation was actually on social media and how people base their identities off of that. And people will see these things and realize, oh, I can go and do this. Like that one lady who made all that money after going saying the N-word.
Oh, that was insane.
Like, yeah, like the thing is, they see that and they're like, oh, yeah, I can get away with it. Not only can I get away with this, but I can profit. That's what they think.
Right.
And people will feel sorry for her and give that dirty chick some money. And I didn't like it. I
$1
think she
million,
raised like $2-3
almost $1 million.
That money after you disrespect somebody's child. Now, again, you already know they know who to do it to and who not to do it to. You understand? And then they might try you. I done been tried. You understand what I'm saying? But they know who to do it to and who not to do it to. They're not going to just run up on just anybody and just start acting up and stuff like that. Or sometimes they don't think that people are going to speak up. But now we are in a social media era. Everybody's doing video, camera, they putting up and stuff like that. So a lot of people are getting caught out there, and we're starting to really see who people really are. And to be honest with you, I'm happy with it. I've been told Carl and Kevin, don't trust them white people. I'm not messing around with them.
Hey, the gun that was used to kill Trayvon Martin sold for thousands of dollars in an auction.
Yes.
You know, I think some of this is our fault because we didn't put our foot down and just say this is not going to happen on our watch. You know, as Jay-Z said, why is George Zimmerman still walking the streets?
Yep.
You know, but we're killing each other. We're killing each other. You know, young Dolph about to hand some turkeys out down in Tennessee to some underprivileged people. And he gets shot by his mom, gets shot by his grandmother, some cookies, right? But then George Zimmerman's still walking the streets, living a good life. So yeah, so I'm saying we allowed this to happen. You know, we allowed this. We should have said this is not going to happen. The same way you see all those thousands of people marching in the street last week, that should have happened just on something as simple as this gun going out on an auction. They should have just said, no, this is not going to happen on our watch.
Right.
Nobody's talking about a gun that killed this young Black kid. You know, and then it takes out powerful people, you know. It takes the people with the money to make sacrifices. I say this all the time, but they won't. I mean, we don't have no Muhammad Ali. We have no Muhammad Ali's today. Everybody's so in love with that dollar. Like we can't get the NBA to say, look, man, we ain't playing no game tonight. Well, we can't get the NFL players. We can't get the players to go, look, man, I got $10 million in the bank. I ain't going out on the floor tonight. Y'all can kiss my ass. You know, I mean, you know, you got guys that got $50 million in their bank account and still won't take a stand. Like, how much money do you need?
Part of their contract, Kevin. It's not a part of their contract.
They have it in there. It wasn't part of Ali's contract either, but he still did it. Ali took his gold medal worth a lot of money back in '63 and took it off his neck and threw it over a bridge into the water and said, I can't eat in a restaurant because they deny him coming to a restaurant in his own hometown that he won the Olympics. He's like, this means nothing to me. He took it and threw it over the river. I'm saying we have no allies today. That's
No,
all.
he stood up. He stood up for himself.
But
And
if we
he was an
had more of
athlete. He
that
was one of
today,
our beginning
Tiffany,
athletes.
if we had that today, and these guys make 10 times more money than Ali ever seen in his life. You know, the most money Ali ever made in his life was $5 million. And that's a lot of money back in the 70s, but that's the most he ever earned for one purse was $5 million against his fight with George Foreman in Zaire. So $5 million is a lot of money in 1973, but I'm just 74. But I'm just saying, you know, the money these guys making a day, Jesus, man, these guys are making more money than anybody. I mean, they're making 60, 90 million. Guys riding the bench making $80 million a year. Like, what? $80 million riding the bench?
They
You're not even
are
playing.
bought and paid for. They're not thinking about
But
the community.
I get the point that you're trying to make though, but it can't just be one. It would have to be the whole team collectively say, you know what, we're not doing this tonight because what's his name? Colin Kaepernick.
Yes.
He tried to do that on his own, right?
Right. Look what happened. You're right. It has to be the whole.
What happened to light
Of our time that tried to do that, and look at how they blacklisted him.
You're correct. It has to be the whole league. It has to be the whole league. I'm saying it's the same way, and I said this on the show after they killed that young man on the subway, and JD Vance invited him to that college game. I was like, man, all those black college players in that on that field should have walked off.
They should have.
They were scared. I mean, but somebody got to take a stand. If somebody don't take a stand, we're never going to get over the hump. Somebody got to grow some testicles. I'm sorry to say it like that, but we're not going to get over the hump. And it takes the people in a powerful position to have, you know, the balls to do that. You know, there's no way JD Vance going to invite this dude to a football game and sit in his luxury box that he just choked to death this unarmed dude on the subway in New York City. So I'll tell you what, Mr. JD Vance, you ain't gonna watch no football today because we're not gonna play.
Right.
And about us, as Dill Higley once said, about black people playing on the field is rugby. You know what I'm saying?
That sounds all good, but again, you know that half these people are bought and paid for. They came from nothing, and they're not going to give up anything, not for rights or anything like that. And it's real sad because, like you said, there's enough money to fight, but people are not going to do that.
But Chip, you already got the money in your bank, bought and paid for. It's already in your bank account. They can't take it from you. You know, I mean, yeah. Even Kanye West, when he got in trouble talking about Jewish people and they took all those contracts away from him, he was a billionaire. So when they finished with his ass, he was worth $600 million. Oh boy, I'm gonna pay my rent now.
Ryan Googler went inside the bank to go get $15,000 out, and they was like, "Nah, what are you doing here?" They didn't even know. So you really think they can stop your money? They would stop all of that if they want to. And you talking too much up for the people, they're gonna stop you.
I think what Tiffany's saying is like it's almost like they have a pre-existing clause in the contracts that they sign. You know, that says, "Oh yeah, you got to do this, or you got to do that. You can't go and speak out about this stuff, and then otherwise we're gonna pull that back or cut it out from under you." You know?
Yeah, they're gonna find a way to take it out from under them, but that's the reason why it can't just be one person.
It has to be a collective.
Yeah, it has to be.
Why can't we duplicate Target? Right? Didn't we Target? Why can't we duplicate that?
Yeah, but look at what's happening now. You got the Black Baptist Convention just took $300,000 from Target.
Yes. I heard about that, yeah.
So how can we say we're boycotting Target, but then one of the biggest black church organizations take $300,000 from Target as a sponsor? That should never have happened.
The biggest problem, I think, is that you have a whole lot of people that are still willing to deal with just getting breadcrumbs and sitting next to the table. You know, drinking out of the dog bowl rather than actually flipping over the table and making it their own.
Yeah. Yeah, they're afraid of it. And I get it. But you're 100% right. A lot of people don't want to say anything. They don't want to do anything. They don't want to ruffle no feathers. Look at Kyrie Irving. He just said one thing about a book, and they tried to shut his whole ass down. You understand? He just referred a book and it was a problem. That don't have
Oh
nothing to
yeah.
do with his basketball or how he played or what he do, but it was a problem. So again, they got clauses in those contracts why they cannot. The same thing when those young men get killed in the street by the cops. Once they pay them, they get their civil money, they can't talk about the case no more. Do you see
Yeah.
Trayvon Martin and their mother and them out there in them streets still protesting? No, because they got their money. So they cannot. That's a part of the clause. Once you get paid or the city pay you, you can't talk about it. You probably can go to the little events, but you cannot be out in the street talking about the case or anything about your child because you got your money.
But
It's a
that's
part of
why
the clause.
Kevin was talking about people. We need more people like Muhammad Ali and Malcolm X because, I mean, I don't have the videos, but Muhammad Ali said in the video, the guy asked him, "Why don't you take your millions, go on a hill somewhere, live in a mansion?" He said, "I'm not happy when my people are not happy. I can't be happy knowing my people are poor. It doesn't matter how much I have, right? He doesn't care about the money, but these guys today care about the money. The money rivals every single thing else."
I always tell people as radical. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead, but as radical as Ali was in his day, you know, with his talk and everything, when he passed away a few years back, he was given a hero's basically funeral, a hero's treatment from the nation, not from white people, black people. Everybody celebrated Ali's life. Here's a guy that
Right.
didn't go to war, so he's not fighting brown people for the white man.
Right.
Was a Muslim, you know, for the Nation of Islam of all people, right? Hang out with Malcolm and on all this stuff, and here he is getting a hero's homegoing from the American people. So as radical as he was, and you know, the word radical, I'm just saying he spoke his mind is what I should say. But at the end, he still, when he passed away, he was treated like a national hero, a national treasure, because
Yeah.
he was a national treasure.
He was entertaining. He was no nonsense, and he stood for what he felt. And I'm glad he did, and I'm glad that we was able to experience him in this lifetime. And you got to remember, a lot of people, we don't have the same people that we have from back in the days, the Malcolm X, the energy. Remember, all of these people, a lot of these people was executed because they was fighting for freedom. This is why I don't understand how people can come here and not know the history of black people, not knowing how many people sacrificed their lives for so many people to be here. You understand? We need to really sit back, and I tell people all the time, people from Africa, people from Asia, from Latin, please learn our history before you judge us.
Well,
Before you
see,
judge us.
that kind of goes back to what I was saying though. They feel like they already know who we are. So they're not going to come here and study our history. They've already been passed on a narrative about who we are. So why would you go and study when you've already been given a narrative, right? And that's I grew up in a church full of islanders, right? And my family, we're American, right? But my mom married an islander, so she had a son from an islander. So we ended up at this church, nothing but people from the islands, right? And initially they treated us so horrible. Me and my mom, they really treated us horrible. Like they thought we were stupid. You know what I mean? And then, I mean, you could feel it. You could feel it that to them, we were just like some
Beneath
dummies or
them, right.
something. You know what I mean? We were beneath them. But they didn't know anything about us. You know what I'm saying? At some point, we felt accepted, but it wasn't in the beginning.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Say it all the time on the show. You're absolutely 100% correct. People from the Caribbean, we come to America and we believe the bullshit. We don't time to you know what I mean? Like, and I'll say this, like, I cannot believe that somebody can't get a job because they had their hair in an afro or because of their hair, or, you know what I mean? Like, that didn't make sense to me. I grew up seeing people reading the news with cornrows, people, you know, doing all these different jobs with their own natural hair. You know what I mean? Even the separate water fountain. That shit was all new to me. Me, like, what do you mean, like separate water fountains? Like, that doesn't even make sense, you know? And I used to ask a question like, oh, white people don't like black people, and go, well, they haven't even met me. Like, but these were all because when you live in the islands, you are sheltered. I mean, it's not intentional. Like I tell Kevin and Tiffany things that white people said to me when I first came here, and they thought I should have gone off and, you know, said some, you know, but I didn't. It didn't hit me the way it would hit them.
Right.
I will. When you're absolutely correct, Jamila. When black people from the Caribbean, not all of us, because I'm here and I know there's a few more like me, but not many. I'll admit that. We come here, and white people have said to me, and I said this to Kevin, white people, I can tell that when they see me, they treat me like I'm just black. But when I open my mouth and I start to speak and they realize I'm black, but not Black American, it's a totally different treatment I get. Totally. They smile more, they're more open. You know what I mean? It's a whole different. So a lot of black people from the Caribbean come to this country and they go, well, okay, if I'm going to get treated differently, nicer, because I'm black but not Black American, I'm going to roll with that. And most of us, nearly all of us, are in this country and you're right to make money and go back to where we came from.
Right.
I had a couple of my friends told me, Carl, why do you do this show? This is not our fight. They said this is not, they think this is not our fight. Like, this has nothing to do with us. This racism stuff and all this white and black thing, it has nothing to do with us. You know, we're just here to make money and go back. But the reason I'm able to come to this country and do what I do is because, and I learned this, I didn't know this right off the bat, but black people literally died so I can work. Literally died, right? I said to my friends, if Black Americans didn't do what they did so you can have a job, when you step off that airplane, you'll be hit by water hoses, there will be dogs sicked on you, all the shit that Black Americans did, you'll be lynched. So all of that was done, but I don't know if it registers because they after the party's over. The party's over, and you know they think everything is just fine, but it's not. People literally died so you can have a job.
Right.
You know, but does it register with some people? No, they just know I can come to America, I can work, I can make money, and they leave, and they don't care. So you're absolutely.
And look what happened. You had to be here to experience that. You had to be here to experience our racism. You had to be here to see how they treated us. And you have to experience it. And I'm glad that you had to experience so you don't go off and think. And let me tell you something. I think that my West Indians need their reparations, but they need to go over there and dig that white lady, what's her name, Queen Elizabeth. They need to go and get her and get their diamonds and rubies because she's the one that enslaved them. Okay, she needs to pay y'all, but our white slave masters need to pay us. They really do for all the stuff we done did building this country with our blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah.
To speak to why the basketball player J.R. Smith, this is a video, I've shown this video on this show before. He was explaining, so the gist of the video is him and some basketball players were sitting around talking about finding a place to practice. And they were like, man, I think he said UCLA gym is closed, the auditorium is closed. We need a place to go practice. And he pretty much said to them, listen, I make 100 million, you make 200 million, you make 50 million, you make blah, blah, blah. He went down the line. We can buy our own auditorium.
That's right.
Buy our auditorium. We can, you know what I mean? But he said, show the video, he said, black people, we seem to have the money, we just don't have the mindset.
Yep.
And why you think they are chosen? They are chosen just because of that, because they're not free thinkers. They are being able to be controlled. They could have been, like you said, built their own little thing, built their own little place where they can play basketball or a center or something like that. But no, they're not thinking like that.
Yeah. Here's J.R. Smith.
We're so trained and it's so embedded to have that Eurocentric mindset that worry about myself, worry about me, worry about mine, worry about mine. I'm not gonna help nobody else who look like me build up when everybody else do it but us. I got Paul George sitting right here, I got DeMar DeRozan sitting right here, I got Russell Westbrook sitting right here. I'm literally sitting next to all of these dudes who are LA guys. I'm like, bro, I'm not counting your chips, but everybody else is. So you make 200, you make 200, you make 175, you make 150, you make 180. Why don't y'all have your own gym? Why we gotta go to UCLA to work out in LA every time? What bank gonna turn us down? We about to build this whole shit out for our community. We got the money. We don't have the mindset.
Yep.
How do we change that though? How do we change that? I mean, Tiffany and Kevin, you know, my dream. I always ask: is there a city in the U.S. that has? And I know this doesn't mean that we've made it over the top, but I go to New York City a lot, and I, travel, and I see all these tall buildings, and I always ask them how many of those are owned by Black people. I would love to see a story building owned by Black people and employing and seeing thousands of Black people going in and out of work every day. It can be done.
It can be.
But like J.R. Smith said, we have the money. We just the mindset.
Don't have the mindset.
You know what I mean? It's like I have my 10 million. I don't care about you. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not a unified effort.
You have a single-minded way of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
People kind of get tunnel vision when it comes to this kind of stuff, where they worry about their 9 to 5, making their money, doing what they got to do, and they forget about the surrounding world, the people they're around, and who they who they need to support to go and make this better.
Yeah.
So do you think they need some type of financial literacy or something like that? Because I don't know. Because we already see that the church has failed us. We already noticed that once they started getting faith-based money, they do not deal with anything with the community like they used to back in the 80s. I saw my mother go out in the street and take kids that was in crack houses, feed them, take them to church, and do all of that for the community. I saw them do all these things. They're not doing none of these things now, and they have the ends and the wins. What is going on? What's going on with them?
It's, I mean, that's a loaded topic right there, but I think one of the main things is that it's so many chiefs, you know what I mean? Like we have a hard time following each other. You know what I'm saying? It's like let's take for example the young girl that she started, I can't even think of the name of it right now, but she was trying to start like a organization trying to help us to dang, what was the name of it? Lord have mercy. But anyway, this girl had put together this, she was like working on a website. She had come up with the whole team, and people had sent her a lot of money, right? Now, this girl had her own business, young Black girl doing this, right? This just happened like at the beginning of the year, right? She has her own business and she worked, right? So in the midst of her putting together this whole, website for us, she purchased a house and she purchased a car, right? So they automatically assumed that she had gone and stolen the money, right? But she didn't. So then literally immediately everybody turns against her. They tarnish her name. We want our money back. You're a fraud, when that wasn't the case. You see what I'm saying? So now a person who had the potential to possibly really help us out or lead us out of, whatever.
They shut them down.
She's done. You know what I mean? Like, she's been shut down. Her name is tarnished, and all of the work that she had put into it is gone. You know what I mean?
Dr. Umar in his school, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Umar gets crap for his school, but you cannot tell me that's not a good idea. It's a brilliant idea to have that kind of school.
Yeah.
My thing is, if you don't want to give him money, why not call up Dr. Umar and say, I'm not giving you any cash. How many laptops do you need? How many books do you need? How many pencils? How many pens? How many?
He asks for donations. He asks for donations. He asks. You know, they just vandalized his school, and they up there saying it was a scam. They just vandalized his school, and he said he left his doors open for 30 days. Now that bothers me. Like, why would you leave your door open for 30 days knowing that you were going to be out of town? Wouldn't you want to put locks on your door? So I'm not going to give him no computers if he don't have nothing properly locked up in there. He said he needs electricity now. He needs the floors done. And I understand him trying to open up a black school. A lot of people is not going to support you. Your own people is not going to support you. People going to look at you like you're a daggone joke, especially people online. And that's what bothers me, because not one of these people that talks about Dr. Umar never went up to the school. Never went up there to interview him, to talk to him, to even donate, or even bring some Mexicans up there to help fix the floors. I don't know. You understand what I'm saying? But we do not help each other. But like Carl said, that's a good idea. We need that, because these schools is not teaching our children properly. You understand? And they definitely not telling us Black history, because they don't want to make the little white kids sad. We don't care about their sadness. They need to know about the real life, because I have to tell my nephew when he go out in the street, please watch yourself. These cops will kill your ass. You understand what I'm saying? White people don't have to do that to their children. We have to. So they need to know our history too. You know, I'm for the history.
I think Dr. Umar have some support if people actually thought he was getting it done, Tiffany. I know you hate to hear that, and I'm not here to bash Dr. Umar. It's not a show on Dr. Umar. I'm just saying there's a lot of, I know he has some support for some Black athletes that put some money out for this school. So I think there's people are not seeing results, and that's why he's not getting the financial backing. If you see the financial backing, Dr. Umar is out so much on social media, he's almost a damn near a celebrity. I think he would get some support from some people with some money if they thought he was legit. I'm just gonna leave it. I'm just gonna leave it out there and let it hang in the air. That's all I gotta say on that. Keep it real.
So I'm going to read some comments from this is from YouTube. Black Magic from YouTube said, Lord Jamar tried to do this, but Dr. Umar will only take money. Is that true? Lord Jamar tried to give.
Well, I don't know. Lord Jamar, he has his issues too. You know, so I don't know their relationship with Lord Jamar giving money to him. I don't know.
But he's saying that he's only taking cash. I don't know. I don't think I would hate to think he's only accepting money.
Yeah, because the whole thing about the school being open and it sounds right. You know, my school's open for 30 days, and
you know,
my
light
open
yet. He can't. It's not open.
Okay, I'm just saying.
It's not open yet.
You know, after a while, you just gotta say, okay, my school's open, and I need some help, and this is what I'm doing, and I got it on video, and here's the kids that go to the school, and here's their football team. They need some helmets and some shoulder pads, and here's their basketball uniform.
Like
I'm just saying, he's been trying to open a school as long as I've been trying to be a millionaire.
You know what? Stop. You've been
That's all
out
I'm
longer
saying.
than that. Okay?
I'm just saying, it's been a long time.
A couple on the show. This is what I mean by white people getting bold and emboldened to do more. This white lady walks up to this black woman and slaps a drink out of her hand. Of course,
and she would have got slapped back.
And then there's a bit. You don't see the video, but you see the aftermath of a police officer choking an 11-year-old black girl. And
why do you like pissing me off?
That elegant and so demure. Like, that slap was just like, wow.
She slapped her ass right back.
And here's the 11-year-old.
This man choked a little girl.
Then he came at me so angrily.
Get my come on, let's go. Get my license plate. You my car, you dumb.
It's all good to be on here talking about don't get mad, don't march in the streets. Look at this baby.
He had his hand around my neck, and I felt like I was gonna panic. I feel like he's gonna come back and come kill me. I was crying last night, and I was just so traumatized because I had feelings that he was gonna come and kill me.
It's always you people. He already came up like evil. Like, he looked at me and then he rolled his window down and said, of course it's you. It's always you people. Always.
Are you seeing this shit too? Because we gotta keep each other informed.
Oh my God.
That happened here in Florida too with the little 8-year-old little girl. The guy posted in his community page that if he was home, he would have shot her.
I saw that video. I saw that.
Yeah.
So
That's scary.
Said she was trying to rob his wife while he wasn't home.
I think she was selling something, right? She was candy or something.
It never came out. Well, her mom said she was selling candy in the neighborhood. He tried to say, she was like the pawn, and it was her, and that they had his house surrounded, a bunch of black guys. Turned out it was a lie. He felt comfortable posting that on his community page.
That is so sad. See,
All right, so we're going to move on to one of our next topics, and is why aren't Black people coming out for the Latinos? Should we be out for the Latinos? Because they're saying we are next.
No.
I don't know why they saying we next. Because we're not next. We live here. Our ancestors come from here. We are not next. They need to stop.
So next, like, first of all, when did they stop? That's my question. Like, when did they stop?
Like, that was
like, we already here. Like,
Right, we're on 24 watch, and we've been here for daggone almost 300 to 400 years, and you telling us we're next? But I'm hearing a lot of Latinos thought we was migrants. They thought we was immigrants.
Yeah.
Can't be true. They really thought Americans were immigrants?
And that's trending. I actually saw it online. That they thought that we were immigrants. And that's why they keep saying they coming for us next. And then this Cuban lady came out. So they said this Cuban
she was
star.
I saved it. I saved her video. It was good.
She came out. She said jobs Latinos need to be kissing Black people's asses because if it wasn't for them, y'all would not be here.
She sure did. She sure did.
So yeah, it's a true talk. And my thing is, I'll be honest, I wish they stopped saying the N-word. They say the N-word more than we say it. And not one Latino was hanging on no tree in the deep down south.
I'm looking for that because I saved that video.
I'm sending it to you. Her name is I got it right here, Carl.
Yeah, I could, but I was happy that she said something. You know, again, I send my thoughts and prayers to them, but I'm not going down there. Our ancestors already marched down there. They went out there with the water hoses. They got bit by dogs. And then you heard that man, I think he from Florida. The sheriff from Florida.
He's horrible.
He said, you come after us. We're going to call your family where to pick your remains up at. That's what he said. Okay? And then he said he was going to put the dogs on their ass. I was in from there. I got postpartum depression or whatever you post-depressed. It bugged me out. So I'm not, thoughts and prayers.
All right, so here's
okay, you playing a video call?
Did you find it? Because I had it right.
I have it, but there's another video, but
I will vote for Donald Trump. I will vote. Raise your hands, come on. For Donald Trump. Dale cintura, 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 cintura. I will vote for Donald Trump.
everybody. Let's sing this song, everybody, together, okay? I need you loud, loud, because I want you Trump hear that song, okay? Again. Yo quiero que todo el mundo lo cante fuerte, para que nuestro presidente la escuche, ¿ok? En español viene ahorita. Viene ahora. So, tranquilito. Come on. 1, 2, 3, go. Oh my God, I will vote. Everybody, I will vote. Come on. I will vote. Raise your hands. Come on. Raise your hands.
We all know her. She is on fire right now. She is trending bigly. But wait a minute. Wait. Watch.
Yanet Correa screams injustice after her husband was placed on an expedited deportation order after showing up to his immigration check-in in Miami.
That is the same lady who sings the Donald Trump song. Her name is Janet Correa. She is a Cuban in Florida, and her husband is being deported. Honestly, this brings me joy. For years, especially in Florida, a large portion of the Cuban community has been reliably voting Republican, and more recently full-blown MAGA. I think Florida Cubans are some of the most problematic Latinos in terms of voting. They rallied behind Trump as he screamed about mass deportation, somehow thinking it wouldn't apply to them. Surprise. And I'm so glad that they voted themselves out of our country. Trump campaigned on mass deportation, and these MAGA Cubans voted for mass deportation, and now they're getting deported. They got what they voted for, and I love that for them. A lot of Cubans, possibly seeking legal status like naturalization in the U.S., have now eliminated themselves from the voting rolls, and I say good, because I'm tired of them sabotaging our elections. Now again, I do not wish this on the Cubans who don't support Trump, but statistically, most of them do.
I'm sorry, y'all. That was funny. But it was like Donald Trump.
African American community is the only community that has the power in this country to change anything. They are the only one with the experience of civil matter. They are the only one que tenían el esclavo ahí mismitico. They are the only one that are not going to get deported anywhere, and you cannot put them all in jail. So African American community, which is the community that is stepped on by Cubans, the most are the only ones that are going to save the Latinos. And I clap for the African American community that has not come out, because it is not. I do. We didn't do shit for them. I get it, but I don't. Me and you support, but in masses, we didn't support anything that was going with them. Latinos look at Cubans specifically. I'm not gonna talk about any other community because I'm not part of that community, even though I'm a Latina with them. Cubans talk shit about African Americans. Cubans did not support African Americans. Cubans think that they all victimize themselves, that all of this, all of that. African Americans are the only ones that are going to save your ass as Latinos. So you better start kissing. If you're going to kiss some ass in this country, you better kiss some black ass.
I'm about to put my ass up on the screen so they can start
She is 110% correct.
Did you hear what she said? They're not going to be sent nowhere because they from here. A lot of them really thought that we were immigrants, and this is why they kept saying, we're next. It's just so sad that they're getting their wake up call. And it's sad. And we are, as Black people, are going to have empathy and sympathy for others because we know how it feels to be persecuted and treated badly, very badly, and still to this day. But we still survive. So like she said, you're supposed to be giving us respect instead of disrespecting us. And please stop saying the N-word. You don't deserve to say that at all. Nobody.
I remember right after a lot of this stuff started, there was a woman on TikTok that said something, and I responded to it because that she was basically asking, why isn't the Black community coming to help out? And I must have went off probably about a good 3 to 4 minutes. I know I remember it because it went viral, and it got almost 900,000 views. And I was very straightforward. I'm like, did you see those percentages for voting? We didn't do this.
No,
we did not do this. Like, no, that was you.
Mm-hmm.
That was you. And you know, the other people that may or may not get sunburned on a cloudy day. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
that ain't had, like, we didn't do this. We told y'all what would happen. Like, it's almost like, you know, we try to warn y'all. We coming from the future and stuff like that, trying to warn y'all. Y'all don't listen.
Yeah.
I completely disregarded it. Like, no, you are the ones that go and check the noise in horror movies because y'all just think that it's okay and that the person not gonna get you. Like, no, that's not how that works. And that's one of the main things I pointed out. I'm like, you guys made this choice. You can't sit there because you guys thought that you were part of the club.
Yeah,
that's it.
You know, I keep trying to figure out, like, what did they hear? What lie were you sold? Like, I mean, this man repeatedly talked about deportation, you know, like,
it's a colorism problem too, because a lot of them want to be white.
It was
a lot of them think they can pass
you
for
got
white.
a good point with Yep. A lot of
So
them
they thought they can pass. I tell anybody, I went to Miami, Florida, to Nikki Beach. I thought I was looking at white people, but when they started talking Spanish, I was in a state of shock.
Yeah, Spanish.
They would really look white. So a lot of them are passing, and they thought, okay, I can pass, but now they're taking your husband out of here. They taking your baby father out here. They taking children out. They coming up to the jobs. ICE is not playing. They are coming for them. And y'all want to be singing Donald Trump. Oh, no, Donald Trump.
Yeah. So here's Dr. Taylor.
So today on here, I saw something that really bothered me. A Latino woman basically was asking why the Black community isn't there for the Latino community like they were there for us during BLM. Oh boy, y'all might want to buckle up for this one because this is about to be a CM Punk type rant. And in the theme of this Phil Brooks type rant, let me go and say the words that he once said to the universe. Do we have everybody's attention now? Now then, I say that because I find it funny that it takes us stepping back as a community entirely for people to recognize what's going on. Now, notice I said it was funny. I did not say I was shocked. Because this is what always happens. You see, somehow we are always blamed for things, despite the fact that a lot of times it's not our fault. And this one definitely is not our fault. Did you see those voting numbers? We didn't put that piece of shit in office. You did it. But you say you helped us during BLM and that's why we should help you? I don't remember that. Because you see, what I remember is that it took a Black man losing his life at a point where the world had no choice but to watch for you to recognize that we go through shit. But you have the gall to sit there and blame us when the only thing that we did was try to prevent this from happening. Hey, I actually have a crazy idea. How about instead of blaming my community, you do what everybody tells us to do and check your own? Because they were the ones with the superiority complexes that made them think that they were better than people that look just like them. And excuse me, but why do we always have to be the ones that have grace for people? Because from where I'm sitting, a lot of people don't show us that same grace when things happen with us. Because the thing is, we read the 900-page document. We researched. We looked into things. I'm not sure we could say the same about you. Now then, I know it's not everybody. So right now, we need as much solidarity as possible. Period. Now then, if you want to sit there and point fingers, cool, whatever. But us, we got a world to save. So what you do from this point is up to you.
So, since there's so many of y'all on here talking about go back to Africa, you should go, blah, 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 I decided to ask ChatGPT, Chat, what would happen if all Black Americans left the U.S. and returned to Africa, and one thing ChatGPT do not do is lie, baby. So this is what ChatGPT said. This is food for thought for everybody who's saying go back to Africa. So first, Black Americans make up 14% of the U.S. population and contribute significantly to healthcare, education, sports, entertainment, government. And a sudden departure would create significant labor shortages. That's one. 2, Black Americans contribute over $1.7 trillion annually to the U.S. economy. A departure like that would create a sudden loss of economic power. 3, Black-owned businesses, which employ millions of Americans, would shut down or relocate, shifting the wealth to whatever country all of us went to. Number 4. Now this one gonna really piss you off. This one gonna piss you off. Loss of cultural influence. Black Americans, and I quote, Black Americans have shaped U.S. culture through jazz, hip-hop, and blues, fashion, language, and sports. Their departure would significantly alter America's cultural identity. Of course, we know that there will be a shift in elections, particularly for the Democratic Party. There won't be a need for NAACP and Black Lives Matter. But here's where it gets good again. A decline in innovation. Blacks foster creativity and innovation. The loss of racial diversity could slow technological advances. See, y'all ancestors ain't tell y'all how sick y'all was. See, y'all before y'all found us, y'all was fighting each other. See, ain't nobody passed that information on to y'all. Y'all don't know about all that. See, our people passed information on. Y'all people didn't. Y'all wanted to be lost in translation, but we know. We know. We know.
See, I think everybody knows all of that. But for some reason, they just want to pretend like Black people don't do anything, you know what I mean? Or like, they don't want to give us, as they say, give us our flowers, right? They want to contribute nothing, right?
Yep. I don't want their flowers because they're not gonna give us our flowers with grace and love.
Well, then, you know, they don't.
It's like pulling teeth.
I'm sorry, Doctor, you were saying something?
It's like pulling teeth trying to go get that.
Yeah. You know, and one thing I've learned from being around white people and dealing with people, they don't like confrontation. And I can tell you that from working with them, from doing shows with them, from working around them, they don't like any form of confrontation.
Because they turn right into a victim.
They want to pretend like slavery never happened. You know, they take on the ground videos. How many you guys are now seeing white people doing the boots on the ground videos?
Oh yeah.
You know, and they're gonna pretend like it's theirs, and it's probably gonna take off. They're probably gonna make more money with those videos. That came up with
and it was a Black man from the Carolinas that did that song.
Yeah.
But they're gonna take it.
They know how much they
need us.
Yeah, but they would never say it. They would never ever come right out. A few might say it. There are a few of them that would admit, you know, but they would never ever say it, you know.
Why do we need their approval or validation? Why do we need it?
Do we really though? Can we be
no? But why do we need it? Why do we seek it? What makes us feel like we need their approval?
Glad you asked that question because we did a show before and we were talking about the Oscars and the Grammys versus the Soul Train Awards, the NAACP awards,
and I was arguing, and we had a guy on the show. He was saying the Grammy is more important, and you can do more, you can make more money. I'm like, I would value a Soul Train award and an NAACP award or an Oscar.
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know what I mean? Because, and I think if Black people rallied around that, it would make the Soul Train award or the NAACP award just as valuable. And why do we, like you said, why do we care? Why do
you already know the white water is better?
Well, yeah, no. I mean, I think it's starting to change a little bit. You know, I think like I watched the last BET Awards, and a lot of people were saying just that call that they cherish that BET Award.
You talking about the last one that just happened?
Yeah. I think people are
it was
starting
okay, but it still was full of fake people that be starting trouble.
But I think they're starting to switch over to the point where I think they're starting to appreciate the awards from the Black award shows, more than they do the Oscars per se. I think there's a slight change coming. I think people. I'm starting to see some of the speeches and stuff, where some of the actors and singers and stuff are starting to praise these BET awards and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, because a lot of people are waking up. They starting to see who's appreciating them and who's not, who's giving them the jobs and who's not giving them the jobs. And now you got Mr. Tyler Perry that was giving all the Black people jobs, all in trouble now. It's just too much. People are just full of something.
Yeah, I'm not buying the whole Tyler Perry. Yeah.
You said you're not buying it?
No.
You think it's fake?
It's another money grab. Of course, it's a money grab. I'm so sick of grown ass people saying they were forced to do stuff. I'm so sick of grown ass people saying they were forced to do stuff. Like, okay, hey, yeah, Tyler Perry forced me in his bed. Tyler Perry forced me on his yacht. Yeah, okay.
Well, the other actor had came out a while ago who actually has a recording, but what's his name?
Keys. His name is his last name is Keys or something like that.
He came out a while ago and said, and he actually had a recording of it, but I'm sure he got paid out because you didn't hear.
He never mentioned he never mentioned a name or anything like that. But the same.
But you knew who it was.
Sounded like.
Yeah, it was the same
situation. I think Callie was. I think at that point though, he was probably trying to hide. I think it was more of him hiding his sexuality from the mainstream at that point than he was hiding the fact that he did something illegal, like force somebody to have sex with him. I think he was more trying to hide that. I think he paid that money out to hide his sexuality, not pay the money out to the guy because he did something illegally. I think these people, that. They know Tyler Perry is gay. They know when they go. They know when they go to his house, he wants sex, or to his hotel suite, he wants sex, and they do it because they want the movie role and the TV role and all the other roles.
I mean, exactly. I even think in this situation, if he's going to be found guilty of something, it would be because he was the boss. Like sexual harassment in the workplace,
sleeping with the help.
Yeah, in the sexual harassment in the workplace, but it wasn't a minor. It's not illegal to be gay. You know what I mean? But he's definitely been hiding his sexuality all this time, or attempting to hide his sexuality all this time. But I feel like we all knew that Tyler Perry was gay. It's not a secret.
We all knew that Luther was gay. Like, we don't care, like these people, nobody cared that Luther was gay. Luther cared that he was gay. He hid it from, I don't think anybody loved Luther's. Nobody loved Luther's music. Go, man, I don't, because Freddie Jackson's the same way. All these artists, Freddie Jackson too.
A lot of them, yeah.
But what you do behind your closed doors should be your business. What's going on is these are mad mistresses. Okay, they mad, especially with the P. Diddy. They mad because she got money. Because got money. The other one didn't get attention that the other one got. Now you got this one mad because he saw Tyler on a yacht with somebody else, and now he want to put up a case. It's just a whole bunch of mad mistresses, and they need to learn how to control their sexual life. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I also know that nobody's suing the plumber or the mechanic for sexual harassment or the guy.
Thank you. That's just what I was about to say, man. You beat me to it, Carl. Nobody's suing the manager of Red Lobster for sexual assault. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, because he ain't got no money, right? Yeah, exactly.
I mean, but they're getting fired. They ain't getting no money from him, but he definitely gonna lose his job.
Yeah, you know it's different calibers.
Tyler Perry not gonna lose his job.
He not.
all he can lose is some money because he not gonna lose the job.
Right. He's a high value man. So a lot, like she said, a lot of these men, they know what they're getting into when they get in with Tyler. And if they wasn't interested, they can walk away. They can say, no, I'm not interested. No, thank you. And that is it. Because we all know that Tyler Perry is one of those gatekeepers because he has been in there for such a long time. And he has his own studio. He has all of that. So, yeah, you got to be careful on who you deal with. And those is one of the reasons why I didn't get into the celebrity life as a hairstylist and a makeup artist. Because how about if I see something I'm not going to like? They can blackball me or I can't work nowhere else. You understand? Because I want to stand for the people. You understand? It'd be your own people that will turn against you. So a lot of these people have choices. They can either stay or they can go. And know that a lot of these things come with consequences.
I totally agree with that. And I agree with what Kevin said. These are adults. And I ran into similar situations when I was was heavily into the entertainment industry. I ran into a few gay people, and I told you guys about the gay guy that shook my hand and made circles in the palm of my hand.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's woo.
Oh, the old circles in the middle of the hand, huh, Carl? You ain't talking about that.
And he invited penthouse to see the skyline of New York City and blah blah blah.
Oh no, Carl! They tried to get you to get up in their apartment?
Did I go? Was like
I'm glad it wasn't Tyler Perry because you wouldn't be on the show right now. But like, ain't that Carl Yard, the famous dude on TV?
All right, we can wrap up the show, but before we go, we're going to show this Kroger's pics. We don't have a Kroger's where I live, but apparently Kroger's is a popular supermarket chain. Is it down south? And I think this one was in North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
First tried to do something for the Black American people, and they were not appreciative at all. You can't please these people. Kroger tried to make some Juneteenth cakes, and I swear to God, it looked like somebody from kindergarten who had Parkinson's.
3-year-old
who had Parkinson's.
I can't wait to see this. You so silly. Did you say Parkinson's?
Yes.
You said that. I'm thinking of the shout out to my client, Mr.
Definitely a 3-year-old with
shaking?
Parkinson's.
Kroger's, they were trying to get it.
No, they did not try at all.
All right, so here's Kroger's.
This is some bullshit. Who the hell made this ugly ass shit? I wish it was a manager here. Yes, right here, cute. That's bullshit.
Bruh.
Fuck. No, what this fuck free at last? Like, really? Who the fuck finna buy this dumbass shit?
Here we go. Kroger, this is what y'all do for Juneteenth. Yeah, y'all make us a little cookie cake that say free at last. June this 19th, ain't what Martin meant. Y'all do better for Elvis' birthday. Look at this. Y'all do better for Halloween cakes. So y'all got the artists back there, but y'all don't want to take the time to really pay attention to detail. Now we start coming up there buying that badass produce y'all be selling. We start putting y'all on blast from the nasty ass steaks y'all be selling. Then y'all have an attitude. But this is what y'all do for Juneteenth. This is what y'all decide to do. Y'all can research nothing else. Y'all can research nothing. Y'all can pull up nothing. This is what y'all came up with. Not a goddamn cookie cake. All them artists back there y'all got in the bakery. And the sad part is a black person might have made this. That's the embarrassing part. I don't even feel like a white person. I feel like a black person made it. They're like, hey man, look, this is the budget for Juneteenth. And this is what I came up with. A big ass cookie cake. My little 5-year-old niece could have made this. Mine actually did. I'm embarrassed. Y'all need to close for the rest of the week. This is shame. Shame. I can't even say it good enough.
Shame.
New York City, catch Rob Mingle live at the Greenwich Village Comedy Club.
So that's Kroger's trying to do something for the black community.
Okay, this is when I'm gonna give a shout out to my friend Cream Cakes. If you ever need a cake, he's in Virginia, in Brooklyn. He would definitely make a better cake than that. First of all, they should have called somebody in that specialized in decorating just to give it a oomph. We're gonna blame this on the manager because you allow your whoever that was to make those free, and then it put free at less. Yo, that's just insulting.
One of us had said congratulations. They didn't show that one in the row. It said congratulations.
I spend a lot of time in the South, and because when I'm on tour to call, and so when I'm touring down there, I do go to a lot of Kroger's. Man, they're actually nice grocery stores. So when I heard the story yesterday, when I saw it yesterday online, that Kroger is planning to close 60 stores nationwide.
They did close after that.
And most of them are in the South. So the 60 stores, a lot of stores to be closing down. So I saw that yesterday. I told Patricia that this was yesterday, that Kroger was closing down 60 stores. So I frequently shop there when I'm down South. So yeah, that's kind of weird. But yeah, they're closing stores because they're having some financial problems. So maybe the cake thing was a money grab.
That took it over the edge because
Yeah, it was.
That right
It
there
was.
was horrible. I would
It
have
was
given them
horrible.
a 0 star for that one. They could have hired somebody. It's somebody local that make cakes, and they could have came in there and gave beautiful cakes. They could have gave just red, green, and black sprinkles on it, and it would have came out better. Or put some little net with. They could have used the ones that already have letters already. Y'all just disrespectful.
Right. It's been a beautiful show.
Yeah, they don't care. They don't care, Tiffany. They don't care. They don't care. That's why.
All right, we don't care either. We don't like their little stinking butts either.
Care. All right, we're gonna wrap it up. I want to thank everyone for watching the show, and I want to especially thank Jamila and Dr. Taylor, PhD.
Yes, thank you. We appreciate y'all coming.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for being part of the show. We appreciate y'all input. Y'all both were very great.
Absolutely. Thank you, and much success to your show.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you for coming on. Appreciate you. Hope to have you back one of these days.
Ask Joe if there is anything you want to say or that you learned today. Jamila, any parting words you want to?
Well, first off, I really enjoyed being on here with each of you and meeting you all via the show. I love your content. Definitely, I'll continue to support and spread the word. We definitely need a platform like this, where we can discuss these issues that affect us as a people. So I appreciate what you all are doing here.
Right.
Thank you.
Taylor, any parting words?
I want to second what she said. We need that platform, and the thing is, I support what you guys are doing. I really like it, and the thing is, being able to have these discussions is what is going to go help us move toward a better future. So, thank you, as much as you guys are thanking us.
All right, thank you guys so much, and hopefully we can. I'm really trying to build a community. Hopefully, and I'll stay in touch. I'll check out your guys' videos. You know what I mean? If you guys ever want to come on, you say, "Hey, I got something to say." You guys welcome to come on.
Yes, welcome.
You're very welcome. Jumping on if something happens, something really big blows up in the news, and you know what I mean. We do the show every Sunday, 7 p.m. Hey, we're here. Do we take a day off? Have we taken a day off?
Sometimes if Kevin is working or I'm out of town, we'll be out of town.
Really? All right. Thank you guys so much, and we will definitely have you guys back and keep making the great content that you guys make.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Good night.
Peace and love. Good night. All right.
All right.
Hey, Carl.
I'm still here.
Yeah, man. I love you guys, but I missed the whole quarter of the NBA Finals tonight.
Oh, come on. You could have been watching it while you talking
It's
with
the
us.
last game of the season. I'm stuck in freaking golf and tennis until November. And I don't like neither one of them there. What? Here's game 7, last basketball game of the season.
Who's
it's
playing?
on. Huh?
Who's playing? I don't know who's playing.
Oklahoma City is playing God damn it, Indiana Pacers, and Oklahoma City is playing the final game. Game 7 of the NBA Finals is on. It's the last game of the season. Whoever wins tonight is the champion of the NBA final season. So yeah, this is the championship game. They went to game 7, which is a big deal. It's like the Super Bowl, so it's a big deal. So everybody's in America's tuned in right now to see who's gonna win this trophy tonight.
You don't have a VCR or a D?
I know you ain't say VCR.
VCR? God, no, I haven't had one since the 90s, Carl. Thanks for bringing it up. Do they still have them? I go to an antique store and find one.
Still have them. I just found some cassette tapes.
You don't
I
have
got
a
some Keith Sweat and all that.
forehead VCR. Remember the VCR with the 4 heads?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that. And the DVD, yeah, I have all. Yeah,
we old enough. We old enough. Shit.
No, you can DVR. Now you want to see the game live, man. You want to see it live. It started at 8, but I hung in here. I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm gonna go watch it right now, though. But
all right, so let me show. I just want to show this the black man that they found hanging in New York.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it.
So since the media isn't covering this for some weird reason, I'm going to cover it and spread the word. So there was a black man found hanging from a tree in New York. Everybody is super skeptical of the police because they were really quick to kind of brush this under the rug, say, oh, this wasn't a lynching. We did an investigation and we think that this was self-unaliving, which the family members don't believe. They're not buying that. They're extremely skeptical of the whole situation and especially how the police are handling it because they're trying to keep it on the hush-hush. Did you hear about this? No, I didn't either. It has not been in the media. No one's talking about it. I don't even think most people know that this even happened. And what's really sad about this whole thing is they said there were tons of videos posted online. So people were standing around taking videos of him hanging from the tree and just posted it online for everybody to see. They're not even releasing the name of this man. Does this not seem to you guys that they're literally trying to brush this under the rug so nobody talks about it? They're not even giving his name. I can only give my opinion on this whole situation, and my opinion is if you really have nothing to hide and there was no foul play in this situation, why aren't y'all telling us what this dude's name is? Why has nobody heard about this? Why is the media not covering it? Why were y'all so quick to dismiss it as a self-unaliving? Doesn't make sense, right? So yeah, I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna keep spreading the word about it because we're not gonna let them just brush this off at all. Everyone needs to know what happened. So now that we all know about this, speak up about it, speak on it, tell people, don't let it just be brushed under the rug.
You know what's funny? So there was a brother who was in an airport walking next to a white man, and the white man said to him, if you weren't in the airport, I would kill you.
Ryan, Tomiko, Albert, Murdoch.
Yeah, that's fine.
Please proceed immediately.
Take all the video you want to.
Your flight. Seats are now ready for releasing and immediate departure upon call.
You're a funny guy.
No, I'm not a funny guy. If we weren't in an airport, I'd fucking kill you.
Yeah.
Right?
Hey, you guys.
Now, and I'm saying Scooby D too, one of our top fans. Do you see this? This is what your cousins do here in America. Okay? They're very rude and disrespectful. And I heard in Europe, they're just very, very subtle, demure when they're racist to us.
Yeah. Yeah, Scooby, I don't know if you were drinking tonight, but you said some stuff that kind of,
Drinking, that's funny. Possibility.
Oh,
hey.
They're probably drinking some Irish beer. We don't know what's going on down there, but this is horrible. The hanging of a black man, first of all, that's not things. We do have suicide in our life, but it does not be like that, the hanging thing. That's not our thing. That looked like that was set up just the way they wanted to be set up. It was a message. They sent us messages through killing our people, and it's really sad. I really feel so sad for his family, and I hope that whoever had a hand in it, they get their day. It's just very sad.
Hey, keep your third eye open. Know your surroundings. If you can travel with a weapon, travel with a weapon. I don't care if it's a freaking pocket knife. You just have something that you can just always defend yourself with because it's crazy out here. Yeah. A nightstick, a pocket knife, a mace, any damn thing you can legally carry carry it because it's crazy out here. And next week we can touch on the serial killer. And there's a serial killer on the loose in New England and Connecticut, Carl, where you live. Yeah. And there's been I think 14 14 missing Black women, and that didn't make the national news either. But you can Google that after the show. We can talk about it next week.
14 Black women in Connecticut is missing?
Between things like 4 in Connecticut and the rest are in New England. But they believe it's the same person. Between Connecticut and New England are missing. You can Google it when you get a chance, guys. But it's been on TikTok a lot talking about it. It has not made the national news like this other story we just finished talking about. So there's a serial killer. I sent some stuff to our chat land too about it. Maybe you missed over it, but yeah, I sent so much stuff you probably didn't see it. But yeah, it's a lot of stuff in there. But I did send a story about this serial killer. Serial killer between they think he's saying guy the missing women in Connecticut all the way up through New England have been missing, and they think it's at the hands of a serial killer. So yeah. So there's a lot of stuff out here.
What he said, people, please watch your surroundings. Male, female, child, senior. Please watch your surroundings. Know your area. Know where you at. Don't smile and laugh up in everybody's face. Don't get in nobody's car, okay? Don't think that everybody that smile up in your face is okay, because they're not. You got crazy people out here. Just please watch yourself.
Pamela Jones said, I have a VCR.
Oh, geez.
Listen, she good. I bet you if we find some VHS tapes, we go into her house to play them.
Yeah, no shit. I have a Blu-ray player, but I don't think I've played it in a while.
Not even a DVD.
And I gotta get a DVD player.
Probably, Pam, you drive a Gremlin?
Oh, so y'all got a DVD player?
No, I have a Blu-ray player, which is, I guess,
same thing as DVD. But how about you?
Yeah, it'll play Blu-ray. Yeah, I still have that. And it still works. It'll play I have a big Blu-ray collection. So if I need to see something I got on Blu-ray, I'll watch it. I
want to buy Sinners. I want to get Sinners, like certain videos I have The Wiz, I have Whitney Houston. I have so many different DVDs, and I like to watch them. So I got to get another VCR DVD player.
All right, so I want to say R.I.P. to if you guys are familiar with Yarborough peoples.
Oh hell yeah!
Whenever we have the music, it gets cut out.
Yeah, it can't be no more than 10 to 12 seconds.
Yeah.
You got a second of it?
Let me see. And also the woman who played Sanford and Son.
Oh yeah, she just died. Yeah.
Yeah, she's a pretty lady, man. Yeah, she's 95 years old. She lived a good life. 95, yeah. But she did some other roles. Yeah, she was 95. She did a lot of other roles though. Other than that, that's what she's most famous for. But I was reading her resume the other day. A few days ago. She did a lot of roles, so she's pretty lady. She reminds me a lot she looks like Nancy Wilson a lot in these pictures.
Her name is Lynn Hamilton.
Lynn Hamilton, yeah. Lynn Hamilton, yeah.
She was born, April 25th, 1930, and she died on the 19th.
Juneteenth, yeah. And then Yarborough Peoples, he was 71 though, yeah. They had that one big hit song back in the day.
Don't Stop the Music.
Yeah.
Oh, so that one died? Don't stop.
Yeah, don't you stop. Don't you stop
the music. Yeah. Yeah. But he was a producer. He produced a lot of other artists over the years too. So he had a busy career. He did a lot of more producing. He had that one big hit, but he was behind the scenes producer and stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah.
Every week, man, we got to report one of our, these musical greats that we know from the
musical legends is making a transition.
Making a trend because they're all old. I mean, they're all old. I mean, 71's not old. I don't know what happened to the brother. 71's not terribly old, but yeah, I mean, 95 is old. But yeah, we're losing a lot of people. So that we grew up watching on TV. I was surprised she was still alive because everybody from that show, I guess, is gone except for her, and then Damon is still alive. Lamont, he's still around, right? So yeah. But everybody else from that show is probably gone.
Yeah, Lamont ain't no joke. If you listen to him, he is a very smart man. He talks about being back in the days and his life and stuff. He's very
Yeah,
smart. He's
I saw a couple of interviews of him. He seemed like he pretty smart dude, but he also pretty
yes, he
bitter.
is definitely power to the people. He don't play no games.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okie dokie. Because Carl can't find that song.
Yeah, and it's Black Music Month, so we definitely gotta salute.
Is
I've
it
been
Black Music
watching a
Month?
lot of
Okay.
stuff on Black, huh?
It's Black Music Month?
It's
Okay.
Black Music Month, and I've been watching NPR Desk. Already CC Winan been on there. We had Beanie Man been on there. You can check it out. NPR Desk is they do their little tiny desk
I think CC
concerts.
Wine is just getting dragged right now. Isn't CJ was she getting dragged on social media?
Why? Why?
Because she's a Trumpster. They tearing her ass up on social media. You ain't seen that? She's
Oh
getting
no.
dragged through the mud. She's
But
MAGA.
that's the female, right? Cece, the sister, right?
Yeah, she's MAGA. I love the song her and Whitney Houston sung, but I don't know listen to that song
Let me
anymore.
tell you something. If you
Proud of these MAGA
close your
people.
eyes, Kevin, if you close your eyes, she sound like Whitney Houston.
Oh yeah, she got a great voice. I remember that
Oh
video.
my gosh, they sound alike.
I don't care what she sound like. She's MAGA. She's out of my life. As Michael Jackson said, "You're out of my life."
You know what?
Down in decisions.
So she's
Gone.
completely out of your life now.
Out of my life. I don't mess with
Oh
nobody
yeah,
that do
we
MAGA.
also gotta give it's the 10th year anniversary of the shooting at the church in Charleston.
Mm. Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a
Wow.
10-day anniversary 5 days ago.
Oh,
June
okay.
17th, 2015.
Wow. And that dude still ain't been convicted yet. What's going on with that?
Wait a minute, they haven't convicted him yet?
No, Dylan Roof has
I
not been
thought
to
he
court
did
and
get
convicted.
convicted to life in prison.
I don't think so. I'll have to Google that after the show, but I don't think Dylan Roof has faced justice yet. And it's been forever. I don't know what's going on with that case. I could be wrong, but let me see, Dylan. Yeah, I'll Google it later.
That case is closed now. He gotta go to jail forever.
That upsets me every time I don't even want to see his face on my computer, so I'm not even gonna Google it. I don't want that ugly face on my computer.
So Buggy, it's been 10 years. And I told you I went to that church. That church is gigantic.
Mm.
Oh my God. That church is gigantic.
All right. Oh, I found the song, and do you guys know? You guys realize we are at war with Iran?
Yeah, we're at war. We can talk about that next week if we still have a country.
Just so you know, Iran. If you're watching this show, Black people have nothing to do with that. Please.
Oh, by the way, they said everybody fill up their gas tanks because gas is going to skyrocket because of this, because of your president. So
Why? Because what they getting? Wait a minute. They bomb Iran and they getting oil from them.
yeah, anytime there's a conflict in the Middle East, it affects our pipeline. So yeah, gas prices are gonna skyrocket. Oil prices are gonna skyrocket. Oil, gas, anything. Thank God it's not wintertime. Yeah, but because anybody who use heat, everything's gonna skyrocket because of this conflict. So we don't know how bad it's gonna get. It might get catastrophic. It might just not. We don't know what's gonna happen right now. But Iran threatens to hit us, and if they do, it's gonna be ugly. I mean, Trump could have avoided this. There's ways to avoid this. Diplomacy works better than dropping bombs, but this guy has a hot head and a fake ass, and he wants to drop bombs on everybody. And now all the innocent Americans got to pay the price for this dude who will be hiding in a bunker somewhere. So, it is what it is.
Kevin, Pamela Jones wants to know, when are you heading to Washington State?
You know what? I had a date in Washington State.
He has a tape stuck in a VCR. She needs to get it.
I was actually supposed to come to Washington State in July to do a festival out there to Spokane, and that actually fell through. So I was coming to Spokane. That fell through, but I'm working on some other stuff. I'll keep you posted. I'm definitely going to get out to Washington State sometime in probably 2025. It won't be probably till after the fall though, but I'll keep you posted when I head that way.
Yes.
Until then.
Well, we need to do a show because I need to, and I'm serious about this. What is it about Israel? And I know once you talk about Israel, people say you're anti-Semitic, but I sincerely want to understand, why do we bend and kiss the ring of Israel? Why? I mean, I'm going to do my research, but I don't get it. Why is Israel so?
why do most politicians like kiss Israel's ass? What do they have that we need?
They run the world.
We'll talk off air so we can still have a show next week. That's basically the honest to God truth, what I just said.
All right, we got information, man. Check it. Information, man. I heard Dr. Umar is looking for you, brother.
That's why we ain't seen information man in a while. What's up, information man? He's checking in?
Yeah, he's checking in. What's up, brother?
He must not be a basketball fan either.
I want to thank everyone for watching our show. And thank for all hanging around. Thank you for the Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube. Thank you guys so much. Scooby D2, thank you so much. As always, you're here every Sunday before anyone. You start commenting immediately. Like I actually had the show up. I didn't put it live yet, but Scooby D2 was commenting yesterday.
Wow. Well, we appreciate him. Maybe we know the whole show is about learning, and we all got to learn from each other. So hopefully, from him watching the show every week, he learns something, and maybe he can teach us something. But we're just here to teach you because we know, this stuff we talk about is not taught in textbooks. It's not taught in schools, and it's all from research and from knowledge and from us learning from our ancestors. So we're just learning stuff and spreading on and speaking truth to power. We know our history, Tiffany and I, and our call, learning. Call's still learning every week and every day about this country. Tiffany and I, born and raised here, our families born and raised here. Our ancestors were slaves and enslaved people, I should say, and down the line, and sharecroppers, and lived on plantations and worked for free. And sure, if we look back further enough, we'll have some relatives that were lynched. So that's just, but yeah, that's just, so yeah, it's every week. It's a tough thing for us to talk about every week. It's hard on the psyche, but we got to do what we got to do. We talk about it, try to spread the word, spread the knowledge. We don't get no joy out of this show. It's not like we have fun talking about this shit. Yeah, some man smacked a lady. Some guy got hung in upstate New York. Yeah, we're not like jumping up and down about this. Like we hate talking about this shit.
We have to make it aware, though. We have to let y'all know what's going on out here so we can talk about it. And you see, I had to put my ancestors up. Y'all saw the picture of my ancestors? That I put up on my Facebook. And they were sharecroppers and were slaves.
Beautiful. Thank you for posting that. I have to go check it out.
We have to know our history. We have to know our people.
Yes.
I'm checking out right now. This is NBA Finals. Bye.
You know what?
All right, so I want to thank Emma Crawford. Thank you so much for checking in. Oats. Thank you. I'm gonna try to get Donna. Thank you, Donna, for checking in. Pam. Tanya is checking in, one of our ex-hosts. What's up, Tanya? We were supposed to connect this Friday, but we didn't. Black Magic. Thank you for checking in on YouTube.
Emma Crawford.
Emma Crawford.
What's up, Tanya? Tanya, I got to hit you up about what we talked about. Okay.
Dr. Taylor, who was just on the show, is he's just letting up. Mississippi Burning was a movie. Our history is in the textbooks that have okay. So not commenting. But like I said, I want to thank every single one for watching the show. Thank you guys for supporting us. Please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get notified when we go live every Sunday. And next Sunday will be our last because we'll be talking about Israel. So that will be our last show.
Most likely. We'll be doing this shit from a VHS. You ain't lying about that. All right, we're gonna get on this Israel thing. We'll do our homework first, Carl. We'll do some reading because I'm not up to date on it either. I got to do some research on it. I've been trying. It's very complicated history, man. But we think we know what it is. We'll get into it. And do the research on this serial killer too. We can talk about that more next week.
I'm seriously curious as to why Israel and not Switzerland or Japan. Why? I'm sincere about it.
I'm reading something D.L. Hughley posted right here, in real time. Trump's State Department spokesman Tammy Bruce says America is the greatest country on earth next to Israel. I swear I'm reading this right now. This other DL posted on his Instagram.
That's what he put.
Well, the tweet that somebody put. He's posting a tweet from Trump's State Department spokesperson Tammy Bruce says America is the greatest country on earth next to Israel. So no, DL's not saying that. That's something that somebody
he posted, right?
He's posting what somebody tweeted that works for Trump. So there you go, Carl.
I need to know why. Why Barbados?
Well, we'll find out. We're gonna do some research.
No, he did. He was like, "Why not Barbados?"
I'm sure Barbados is a nicer place than Israel. I'll go. If I had a choice to go to one of the two, I'm going to Barbados.
I'm going to Barbados too.
So, Tiffany, did you learn or want to share anything on today's show?
No, I just want to say thank you to our two guests that came on. It's always good to bring other people on to talk and, have the conversation. That's what's wrong with a lot of us. We don't sit down and have the conversation with each other. We don't socialize, and we need to socialize more. So I'm happy that we were able to have the conversation. Again, we say to our people, please know your surroundings. Know where you're going, how you doing it, because you got a lot of people out here that's envious and jealous of us, and we didn't even do anything to them. Okay, to our migrants that's going through their ups and downs. I'm sorry that we're not in the streets, but we gotta work. We got other things we gotta take care. We gotta be black. You don't understand. It's hard enough for us. So what we will do is send thoughts and prayers, and please, we know a lot of y'all are very racist towards us. And it's sad because we wasn't raised to be racist towards y'all. So definitely we send thoughts and prayers. I want to give a shout out to my nephew Elijah and my nephew Sincere. I love them so much. Y'all get a special shout out. My other ones, y'all know I love you. But other than that, please make sure y'all like and subscribe. This is fair use only, educational purpose only, entertainment purposes only. We do not own the rights to any of the content or the music. We just we wanna be entertained. Okay. Thank you. Like and subscribe and share.
All right, Kevin. Anything you want to say? Or you want to go straight to the finals and watch the?
I hate golf. I hate tennis. I hate all summer sports, which means after tonight, I have no more sports in my life until November when basketball and football comes back. I don't really watch football that much either. I'm not a big NFL fan, so I don't really care much for football, man. It's okay. I watch it every once in a while, but I'm not the huge.
How about talk to Patricia? Get to know Patricia. How about that in this off season?
Yeah. She's not a big sports fan anyway, so she's loving the fact that tonight is the last basketball game. You get her man back for 4 or 5 months now, because she hates it that I watch. She don't really care much for basketball, which is really weird. They say you should marry a woman like your mom, and my mom loves basketball. My mom's the biggest basketball fan. She ain't watching the show. Catherine's not even watching this show right now. She's probably already watching the game. You better believe it. So you better believe it. She's watching this TV screen right now. So, and she probably got us on in one of the rooms too. But it's all good. No, it was a great show. Thanks for the guests, Carl. They were awesome, and it was a lot of fun and knowledgeable show. And we got some work to do, man. Let's find out about Israel, and let's talk about it next week.
Oh, Lord.
Everybody, keep your eyes open, everybody. Keep your eyes open. Keep your ears to the radio and to the TV to find out what's going on with this war, because, you just never know right now what's going to happen. We just don't know what's going to happen. Every day is a new adventure, man, with this new administration, and we have no idea. We're all just sitting ducks.
He's like a toxic family member, a toxic boyfriend.
It's like we're living in a freaking reality show right now, and just it's crazy. It's like a video game, and this guy is playing with everybody's lives. So yeah, and by the way, gas prices will go up. So fill up your tanks, guys. Peace and love.
Well, I'll say this much about what we have learned about the Middle East is that they have very good memories. And they have very, very good memories. They don't forget, and they have
they
have good patience. They're very patient. They'll sit and wait for 10 years before they retaliate.
I said that to Patricia today, Carl. I said it might not happen. It might not happen in 10 years from now, people be sitting on the freaking George Washington Bridge going to work, and that fucker will explode because of what this dude did yesterday. You know what I'm saying? And all these innocent people got to pay for it, and he'll be gone, long and gone probably. You know, and innocent Americans still gonna pay, just like 9/11. You know, innocent people died because we can't keep our noses out the cookie jar and keep messing with these people, man. Leave these people alone. You know.
That's our white children doing that. We didn't ask them to do this. They doing it on their own.
But they don't know. See, when they hit the World Trade Center, they didn't go, "Oh, we're just going after white people," because there was black people in there that died. It was Asian people in there. Yeah, so everybody dies in these, you know, in the airplane. There's a lot of black people on those airplanes, you know. So everybody's a victim. When they hit America, they hit Americans. You know, they don't like Americans. You know, so that's just it. You know, they don't like Americans. So they don't. When they blow up shit, they don't care if it's Carl, Tiffany, and Kevin in the crowd, you know, or on the plane or at a concert or whatever the case may be. You know, all our ass sitting ducks, man. We're all sitting ducks.
We need Al Sharpton to go to Iran and talk to them. Say, listen, we ain't got.
You know, back in the day, Jesse Jackson used to do stuff like that. Jesse Jackson used to travel and talk to these people, you know, back in the day, and he made deals and stuff. Jesse was a good communicator because he went and got hostages out and all sorts of stuff when he was healthy. He was in a wheelchair now. He's done. His days as a civil rights activist and all that stuff is over. But I'm just saying, yeah, we don't have that anymore. But you know, it's really crazy. Yeah, so we're in some crazy times right now. But I don't know, guys. I can't put my finger on this one. I think what happened yesterday was, you know, the bombing thing. You know, it's just not good. War is never good. Especially with the Middle East, like you said, Carl, the Middle East, they don't forget, and they'll sit and wait. If it takes 10 years to bust our ass, then they'll bust our ass. And it might not affect us, but
back in the 80s. You remember, sorry to cut you. You remember back in the 80s, they was like peace in the Middle East. Look, we still is like now going through it in 2025, and we need some peace in the Middle East. It's like
we just got out of 2 wars. We just got out of Iraq and Afghanistan. We had no wars. On Biden, you know, Trump comes in office now. He's been in office for 5 months. In 5 months, he got the Marines in the streets of freaking Los Angeles, white supremacists in the American streets, marching about take our country back, and now we're in a freaking war. 5 months, guys. We got 4 years of this guy. Good luck. Good luck.
And he said. He bombed Iran, and then he said, "Now we can have peace." Really? You think you can bomb a country and just?
He can have peace because he's 79 years old.
Shout out to God.
Yeah. Man, this dude,
I've never heard him. Did you ever hear him give a shout out to God before?
The man doesn't have a soul.
Nope, he do not. He do not.
I said, "I want to thank God." I was like, "Wait a minute."
He does not have a soul.
Say, you want to thank God?
Yeah. Somebody says Sonia Cotton from YouTube. What's up, Sonia? Said the small hats wanted a war regardless of who was in office. Yeah, the small hats, they wanna, you know, they wanted that war. You know,
they must be fighting over some land.
Indiana's winning. Woo! Oh yeah, you know, well, you know, yeah, it's all about oil. And I was just telling somebody yesterday, they were like, the immigrants coming here. And I said, well, the immigrants wouldn't be coming here if our country back in the 50s and 60s didn't go, our government, I mean, back in the 50s and 60s didn't go over to these countries and steal their resources, you know, took their coal and their oil and their minerals. And you go to Haiti and steal all these resources from all these countries. Then they become third world countries. And then we demonize the people that come in here for a better life when you went and made their country a third world country. This makes no sense, you know what I mean?
But like, I also, I'm serious. I want to find out why America is so hell bent on Israel. Also, how does America get to go to other countries and bomb them, and no one can come to America and bomb them? Like how why is that?
We don't want them to come over here and bomb us.
But we don't. But why? What gives America the right to go to another country and drop bombs? What if somebody say? What if Iran say, "You know what? I don't like the way America treats the black people. We're gonna go over there and we're gonna start a war because we want to, you know, rescue the black people." Or so is that?
Well, I think what it is called is we're the police officers of the world. So Our job is to police the so-called bad people, to make sure that bad people don't get big guns but we already know that's not true, right? Like we're the bad people, really. Not us, but our government are colonizers and all this sort of stuff, right? They've been doing this for decades, right? So, like, America is an ugly girl with a lot of makeup on, and she looks pretty. She got a lot of makeup on. She looks beautiful from the outside. When you take all the makeup off, it's an ugly soul.
But did a bunch of countries get together and said, we appoint America, we put a badge on?
We're a superpower. We've always been a superpower.
Power, baby.
It's called money.
Power.
It's called money. Money made us a superpower. And guess who helped them get the money? Slaves. Enslaved people.
I was about to say, we're a power.
Enslaved people help America become
so we're like a bully.
Filthy rich,
so
right?
Bully. They're just a big bully.
Yeah. That's the best way to put it. Yes, that's you want to be.
But they got their
blunt about it.
because of us.
You want to be blunt about it.
Blood, sweat, and tears.
You want to be blunt about it? Yes, bullies. That's what America is. Big giant bullies. Unfortunately, it's my home.
But if I'm gonna be honest with you, if I had to trade a slave master, I'd stick with this white the MF we got. Because I don't want Asians to be I don't want them to be in charge. I don't want the average to be in charge. I'd rather deal with what I got because we know him. We know how he works. We know how he acts. We've been knowing him for what, 300-400 years. I don't want nobody else. Y'all want somebody else to run y'all?
No, but all I'm saying is, how do you get to go to another country and just drop bombs and kill people and not expect that it's going to come back to you?
Well, that's the same thing goes for that country that's over there bombing the Palestinians. You don't think that is not putting blood into the ground of young children and stuff? They killing generations. That's horrible. We got Africa. They're out there suffering. You have different places in Africa that is suffering with war. It's horrible. It's horrible. And I just wish that it stopped. I know where they said where there's death, there's rebirth. But, we just pray that it stopped because it's just horrible.
Yeah. So Sonia Cotton says Caucasians use militaris as a show of force and power to take what they want from whom they want whenever they want. That is true. It's like that's how they went around the world and you know what I mean? And went to Africa. You have people in Africa speaking French, and you have people in Africa speaking Portuguese, and you know what I mean? You have people in Africa speaking all English and all these Caucasian languages. Why? Because they ran around the world and they just took land, which is how the South Africans got so much land. That's why 90% of the land in South Africa is owned by white people, because the white people.
And this is their land. That's black people land.
Yeah. How they got the land? They got on a horse. For those of you who don't know. The white man went to South Africa, got on a horse, and started riding. He rode for 2 or 3 days in one direction, stopped and then rode, made a circle or square, and then said, "This is all mine." And there were people living in all those miles of land. And he just said, "This is my land," and told the black people to get off of it, and just owned it. And that's how they took the land. But anyway, so like I said, next week we'll be doing a show. If anyone knows why the world that feels beholden to Israel, I need to find out why, though. I just need to find out why.
Well, you need to find somebody that is Jewish and have them come up here and ask you the question.
All right, so I will do that. I will scour the internet for some Jewish people, and even though I
talk to you, because not all of them will talk to you.
I have a Jewish friend, and he tells me the Hasidic Jews don't like the what they call the fake Jews, because
I think it's sectors, it's Zionists, and then you got the curly small hat ones. It's a couple of them.
Yeah, he's in business. He does business, and the Hasidic Jews would not do business with him because he's not Hasidic. They don't like them. It's like, I thought all Jews liked each other, but. Anyway, thank you guys so much. Thank to all of you for hanging in there. People are still on. I'm so sorry. We ran pretty long, but you guys are still there. We appreciate you. Tiffany,
I'm still here. Still here. All right, guys.
Kevin watching his NBA. He's watching the people who he said
People that won't put their money up to stop racism. That damn people.
Yeah, we see what you like.
Yeah. Hey.
Shout out to Mama Lee. Shout out to Patricia and your sister.
I love you,
Bridget.
mommy.
Better than watching hockey. God damn it.
Who's watching hockey?
I said it's better than watching hockey.
Yeah, hockey is
And thank you, Information Man. Thank you to Sonia Cotton for checking in. Thank you to all you guys. Hopefully, you guys come back next week at the beginning.
Yeah, Information Man. Good to see your face.
Yeah, come so we can talk.
And yeah, I think I asked about why he's so up Dr. Umar's, and he said I will tell you. He's gonna tell us why he. Dr. Umar.
You see your favorite stalkers in the
Yeah.
in the chat.
All right, so we're gonna go out with a bit of Yarborough and Peoples. Which one is Yarborough? Which one is Peoples? The guy is Yarborough and the woman is Peoples. I don't remember. I don't know. All right, we're gonna go with a little bit of Yarborough and Peoples because
he said he want to go on a panel next week. Information Man. All right.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, we'll be here. So the Yarborough passed. Well, our Peoples. The guy passed away from this group, and this was a very popular group back in the 80s because I remember partying. Tiffany said 14 seconds. That's
the most 14 seconds.
Okay, so I'll do about 10 to 12 seconds.
Yes.
We will see you guys next Sunday. Kevin's gone.
I'm still here, bro. I'm still here.
Okay.
All right, love y'all, man. Still here, bro.
Don't stop the music, so satisfying. It feels so good to me. There is no denying. Just because it's 2:00, don't stop the music.
Was that 14 seconds? I hope.
Yeah, that was good enough.
Yeah, you messed up.
Sing it in your ears.
And they cut it off right when you got to the good part. God damn.
Yeah, you got to, because they be flagging it or they're going to mute our thing anyway. They mute it.
Yeah.
Right when you got to the big part. God damn. All right, guys.
Just because it's 3:00 don't mean that we have to stop.
Yeah, that was the jam. That was the after party song, too.
You know, I always thought that was the SOS band back in the day. Yeah. Yeah, y'all both peoples. All right. It sounds like the SOS band.
Tiffany, you know I love you.
Love you back, bro. Safe out there. Keep your piece handy.
With the knowledge you gain, break away from the chains. We helping you grow. The Black Therapy Show. You in a safe space, dealing with the black trauma. We unpacking and inspecting all our baggage and drama. Cause we gotta unite. No more killing each other.
Going down without a fight.
The right conversation grow exponentially. We built your penitentiaries, we built all your schools. Gave us brainwash education, just making us fools. Hatred was what we got in exchange for love. No more manipulation from my God above.
Now welcome to the Black Therapy Show.
Yeah, Black